Welcome to the Digital Marketing Media Podcast, episode 2. Episode 1, we discussed the new job flow engine. So in a way of home service buildings being able to build, structure a business where, they get job flows consistently, right? Today we're going to be talking, instead of just discussing the engine, we're going to go a little more into the actual system itself. Okay, so how the job flow system, how home service contractors build predictable, high-value jobs. So as we all know, at the end of the day, most contractors think that they have tend to always think that they have a lead problem, which they actually don't. Most people just typically have what they have is a job flow problem. And until you understand the difference between the two, you can kind of get stuck. It's easy to get stuck in that exact same cycle as always, right? What tends to happen for most, when you're busy one month, dead the next. Chase leads, lower prices, penetration pricing, competing with guys that you're 100 times better than. And here's the truth that most contractors really don't quite kind of realize, right? But more leads won't fix a broken business. More leads only expose the cracks. So in this episode, we are going to break this down. We're going to break down why most contractors are stuck, why leads are actually the wrong goal, and how to build what I call a job flow system. And in a job flow system, we're talking about a system that produces predictable, high value, consistent jobs without relying on referrals, luck, or cheap lead platforms, right? Shared leads and all that kind of stuff. We've all been at some point or another, right? So let's talk about where most contractors seem to kind of be right now. Most of you watching are probably in one of these current situations. Relying on referrals. You've tried Angie, Home Advisors, Thumbtack, the shared leads. You run ads, but the leads are just not good. Or you get leads and they just don't close, right? And what tends to happen? That's where you start thinking, man, maybe I just need more leads, right? So you up the spend, try another agency, lower your prices, offer more penetration pricing, and nothing changes. Why? Simply because the problem was never leads. The problem is that you don't control your job flow. Two major things. So let me simplify this, right? Leads tend to be considered by most as activity, right? Job flow is revenue. So you can have 50 leads and no jobs, or you can have 10 leads and 100K in projects. So most contractors find themselves chasing volume. But the real game is control, quality, and conversion. All three together, that's job flow. So job flow means that you know where your next jobs are coming from. You control the type of clients that are coming in into your business, and diversifying your lead sources. So you're not dependent on one source. That's the difference between a struggling contractor and a business owner that has a system in place. So what actually creates this job flow? Job flow is not just created on any one single thing. It's a system altogether. So again, going to what we call the job flow system. So the job flow system, I'm sorry about that. I did not realize that. I'm gonna put this thing on mute. How rude of me is that? But it is what it is. I'm sorry. All right. So the job flow system built on 5 components. If you're missing any one of these, your system and your business becomes unstable. Stable. So let's break them down. Okay. Any system, ours, 5 pillars. If you don't dominate a specific area, you're competing with everyone. Contractors make the common mistake all the time. I serve everywhere. That's the problem. You need to own a zip code, own a neighborhood, own a type of project. You want to be the specialist. So you want to be you don't want to be the jack of all trades, but rather be the master of one, right? So because when you do that, you stop competing on just price. You start becoming the obvious choice. And what tends to happen, this will start bringing in maybe fewer leads, but higher quality leads. Higher quality leads, higher conversion, profit margins higher, and just job flow is much better, right? So, pillar 1, again, was market control. 2, demand generation. Most guys wait for demand. The top contractors are the ones that are creating it. Okay, so this is where ads, content, branding, everything is coming in the right way. All right, it's not just sitting here running ads. Hey, let's run some ads, let's do some testing, and let's hope, cross our fingers, and see where we stand. Okay, so instead, what you start to think about and what you do is implement a system where it will let you position yourself so that the right clients come in. Okay. The third pillar is maintaining a good conversion system. This is where a lot of money is lost. All right, because I mean, and honestly, in all experiences, this is probably where we see the most. You get the leads, you do the estimate, and then what? Ghosted. We're getting other quotes. We'll let you know. That's not normal. That's a broken conversion system. Top contractors control the conversation, pre-frame pricing, and build the authority before the actual estimate. So the walls are lowered by the time you get there for the estimate for the job, right? 4, speed and follow-up. We say this all the time, including here in our business. Speed is everything. If you're not responding within minutes, you're losing the job. And it's not just speed, it's follow-up. Most contractors don't follow up properly, don't have automation, and simply let the deals die. That's lost revenue that's just sits in your pipeline. And most often, once they start going stale, the chances of it ever coming back are slim to none. I mean, and that's just how it is, right? And then the 5th pillar, scaling and the ability to scale without chaos. All right, it's because let's just say you fix everything. Now you get more jobs. What happens? You get overwhelmed, the quality drops. And I'm not talking about the lead qualities, I'm talking about your work, fulfillment side of it. Once you get the job, the fulfillment, the installation, whatever it is that you do, whether artificial grass, whether pavers, roofing, drywall, painting, remodeling the kitchen, whatever your work is. So the quality drops and you can't keep up. All right. And that's simply because you don't have a scaling system. Okay. So job flow without structure creates stress and not growth. Okay. So those are the 5 pillars. So the part that nobody really talks about is that the goal is not more jobs. It's higher quality jobs or better jobs, right? Some contractors are doing 5K projects all day, 20 a day. 20 a month times five, 100 grand, 100 grand times 12 months, 1.2 mil a year. Nice business. Average contractor probably, by the time you're done netting 15 to 20%, 1.2, you're probably pulling about 200K a year. It's a good living, right? Then you have others that are doing the 20 to 50K projects consistently in the exact same market, just different positioning, positioning their business so that they can get these high value jobs that come from perception, branding, authority, confidence in pricing, right? Not just leads. It's a different game. All right. So at the end of the day, here's what it all comes down to. As a contractor, if you're stuck, it's not because you need more leads, another platform, another marketing trick. It's because you don't have a system, a job flow system, that will help you get predictability, a job flow system that will help give you control, and a job flow system that will help give you higher value projects. So how is it that we do this? How is it that you do this? So instead of asking yourself as a contractor, how do I get more leads? Start asking, how do I control my job flow? Because that simple shift right there is a game changer. All right. So if you want help building this into your business, we specialize in building these systems for contractors, not lead generation. Okay. And I'm talking about job flow systems. And if you're serious about growing, then that's exactly where you need to start. All right. So that's our show for today. Join us on our next episode. We appreciate everybody for taking your time and paying attention to us. Obviously, if we can help your business, any questions, concerns, simply want to reach out just to help, just inquire some information, we're always here to help. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, all the platforms, a website. Send us a message on all the different messenger platforms, emails, and let us know how we can help, all right? So appreciate everybody's time. Have a good one, and we'll talk soon.